Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Preeti Kaur. Coming up in the next 1 hour. India votes in the third phase of parliamentary election. 93 seats up for grabs across 11 states and union territories. Prime Minister Narendra Modi casts his vote in Ahmedabad. Other prominent leaders also exercise their franchise across many states.
हम लोगों ने देश में भारत की चुनावी प्रक्रिया कैसी है, चुनावी मैनेजमेंट कैसा है और दुनिया के लोकतंत्र के लिए ये बहुत ही बड़ा सीखने योग्य एग्जाम्पल है.
Israel vows to continue Rafah operation even after Hamas sends its response to the ceasefire deal, says terms did not meet its demands. Qatari delegation will head to Cairo on Tuesday to resume indirect negotiations. Vladimir Putin to be sworn in for the 6th term as president of Russia on Tuesday. US, most EU nations, Canada to skip the ceremony. Ukraine sees no legal grounds for recognizing him. Donald Trump warned of jail time by judge in the hush money trial for violating gag order. Also fined $1,000 and held in contempt of court for the 10th time on Monday. Let's begin by getting you the latest on the world's largest democratic election in India. Voting is underway for the third phase of India's general elections in 93 constituencies spread over 11 states and union territories. With Surat already secured by the BJP unopposed, voting is taking place in 25 seats in Gujarat, 11 seats in Maharashtra, 10 seats in Uttar Pradesh and the remaining 14 of the 28 seats in Karnataka. Voting is also taking place in constituencies in Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Assam, West Bengal, Goa and the union territory of Dadar and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu. Over 1,300 candidates are vying for victory in the third phase, with 120 of them being women. Among the prominent contenders are notable figures like Union Ministers Amit Shah, Jyotiraditya Scindia, Mansukh Mandavya, Purushottam Rupala, Prahlad Joshi and SP Singh Baghel. Up your screens, we have the prominent contenders who will be vying for victory in these Lok Sabha polls. The fate of former Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai and AIUDF representative Badruddin Ajmal will also be decided in this phase. In Uttar Pradesh, the current phase is important for Mulayam Singh Yadav's family, with Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav's wife Dimple Yadav aiming to retain the Mainpuri Lok Sabha seat. Also, Supriya Sule is contesting from Baramati and former Chief Minister Narayan Rane is contesting from Ratnagiri Sindhudurg. Prime Minister Narendra Modi cast his vote at Nishan Higher Secondary School in Ahmedabad, which falls under the Gandhinagar Lok Sabha seat. It is the seat from where Home Minister Amit Shah is contesting. Gujarat, a key battleground with 26 parliamentary seats, is up for grabs in the third phase of Lok Sabha elections. After casting his vote, Prime Minister showed his inked finger and greeted the crowd that had gathered there. The Prime Minister flashed his inked finger, showcasing that he fulfilled his responsibility today. He also signed portraits of him made by his fans. Later, speaking to media persons, Prime Minister urged people to come out and cast their vote in record numbers. He added that their active participation will certainly make the elections more vibrant.
तीसरे चरण का मतदान है। मैं देशवासियों को विशेष रूप से आग्रह करूंगा कि लोकतंत्र में मतदान ये सामान्य दान नहीं है। हमारे देश में दान का एक महात्म्य है और उसी भाव से देशवासी ज्यादा से ज्यादा मतदान करें।
The Prime Minister also said that India's election process, election management is an example for the world's democracies to learn from. He added that the world's biggest university should do a case study on this.
हम लोगों ने देश में भारत की चुनावी प्रक्रिया कैसी है, चुनावी मैनेजमेंट कैसा है और दुनिया के लोकतंत्र के लिए ये बहुत ही बड़ा सीखने योग्य एग्जाम्पल है। दुनिया की बड़ी बड़ी यूनिवर्सिटी ने केस स्टडी करना चाहिए। आज दुनिया में करीब 64 कंट्रीज में चुनाव है, उन सबका कंपैरिजन करना चाहिए। और ये वर्ष एक प्रकार से लोकतंत्र का उत्सव न सिर्फ भारत में, पूरी दुनिया में है। और भारत ने दुनिया में जो भी अच्छी चीजें हैं वो चुनावी व्यवस्था में विकसित की है। और मैं मानता हूं कि इलेक्शन कमीशन इसके लिए बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन का अधिकारी है। आप सब मीडिया के मित्र तो अब भारत में 900 से ज्यादा टीवी चैनल्स है, 5000 से ज्यादा दैनिक अखबार निकलते हैं और वो तो पूरी तरह चुनाव के रंग में रंग जाते हैं। और इसलिए हर एक का प्रयास और यही मंथन है जो लोकतंत्र को भी मजबूत करता है और देश को भी मजबूत सरकार देता है। तो मैं इसमें योगदान देने वाले एक लोकतंत्र के महायज्ञ में जो भी जितनी आहुति दे रहा है, सब अभिनंदन के अधिकारी हैं।
All right, our correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya is joining us from Guwahati, Assam, to get us more on how voting has picked up in the state. Tapas, good morning. You're there in Guwahati, and 10.2% voting has been recorded till 9 a.m. Let us get more from you. Do you see voters turning in more numbers? Is voting, polling in fact picking up? And also explain to us the political contest in Guwahati. You're there in Assam. Help us understand how significant is this phase, the third phase of polling in Assam.
Right, so you're bang on there that, the polling has picked up. In fact, Guwahati, where I am currently, it's North Guwahati, it's already 10.38% that has, the voting has taken place by till 9 o'clock. In Dhubri, it has picked up by 10.75%. One expects that the numbers to go further up for the simple reason in the morning there was quite an inclement weather that was hampering the voters coming on. But then we expect that it is expected more number trickling in as the day progresses. It's just 10 past 10:10. One expects that more numbers, more people will come through to provide to give their vote. And now I just wanted to show you right now I'm in this particular polling station. Just wanted to give you a brief glimpse. It's already more than 10,000 people who have already turned up here in this small polling station. You can just see this crowd out here, and just wanted to put things into perspective. In Assam, last time we have seen more than 80% voting. One believes that the number can not just be matched but can be broken, can be exceeded. Just to put into perspective, in Guwahati, where right now I am, there are two major candidates who are gunning for that coveted seat. Meera Thakur Goswami from Congress and Bijuli Kalita Medi from BJP. Both have a strong contention. They both have strong willpower, and they're willing to go that extra distance. Some CM and BJP's top brass have already given a lot of input and thrust to the campaign of Bijuli Kalita Medi, and Meera Thakur Goswami is actually banking on her experience. Remember, she was a former BJP member, so she's banking on her experience to come good. This particular constituency, this parliamentary constituency of Guwahati, we have seen the last 3 times women come out on top. There are parliamentarian who are women from representing this particular constituency. So we expect the same trend to continue there. Out of the all the 4 parliamentary constituency, 47 candidates are taking part in this great Indian election in Assam, and more than 81 lakh voters will decide their future. So it's a Herculean task that is currently going on. The numbers are just mind-boggling that you can't even match. But here everyone is coming together, making sure that they give their particular vote and make that extra bit for the development of the country. We spoke to people out here in Guwahati, and we see people who are old people, elderly people, people with disabilities. They all coming together. It's not just that some people are coming, everybody coming together. And also, one thing one has to keep in mind, the voters male-female ratio here in Assam in this third phase is almost equal. Let's say 41 lakh male to approximately 40 lakh female. So it's almost equal. So we expect quite a strong fight
contest,
in
yes.
Guwahati. And in the other 3 constituencies, Preeti, let me put it, the Dhubri, Kokrajhar and Barpeta, there are 3 constituency. BJP has joined hands with its allies, AGP as well as UPPL. In 2 seats, BJP has joined with AGP, Barpeta and Dhubri, and in Kokrajhar they have joined hands with UPPL. So one expects a triangular contest in the other 3 places with Congress, NDA ally, as well as CPIM making sure that there's a treat.
All right, so that was about the political contest. Tapas, from here I will bring in Amritpal Singh, who is joining us from Sambhal in Uttar Pradesh. 12.9% polling has been registered till 9 a.m. Amrit, good morning. Let us hear more from you, the latest on the turnout first, and also we'll talk about the political contest. But first, let us get more from you as to, do you see a rise in voter turnout from what it began in the morning?
Of course, it's a rise because more people come in, so the rise happens. People are in the part of Uttar Pradesh that these polls are taking place. It gets really hot. Temperatures touch about 45 degrees centigrade at the peak in the afternoon. So people are making use of the morning time to come out when it's relatively cooler to come out, or less hot to come out and vote. Poll percentage, if you look at it overall on the 10 seats, it's close to about 12%. Where I am, it is pretty high, touching about 15% till 9 a.m. If I can ask my camera person to show you how people have queued up here in the booths. It's a small tehsil called Chandosi in the Sambhal parliamentary constituency where these polls are taking place. So people are coming out, turning out in large numbers. Right now, there are on the camera you don't see any women, but you saw long queues of women coming out and queuing up even before 7 a.m. And very interestingly, I met a family in which 4 generations had come out. The family had come together. The oldest was a 95-year-old man who said that he had been voting ever since India became independent. So the first independent India's election, he voted, and he said he's never missed a vote. Also with him was his great-granddaughter, who was a first-time voter. So she said she was pretty excited to vote. So you know, they had come, the person, his father, his children, and his grandchildren. So 4 generations of the family had come together. That was an interesting thing. But yes, pretty people are coming out in huge numbers and voting, at least where I am in Sambal.
All right, Amrit, very quickly also explain to us the political contest. How is the political landscape going to pan out? Because BJP won Sambal for the first time in 2014, but traditionally we've seen that Sambal has been a stronghold.
Okay, if I talk about Sambal, the main contest is primarily between the BJP and the Samajwadi Party. The Samajwadi Party had retained, out of the 10 seats going to polls, there were 2 seats that the Samajwadi Party had got. One was Sambal and the other was Mainpuri, from which Mulayam Singh Yadav had won in 2019, and after his demise in 2022, his daughter-in-law Dimple Yadav had contested the by-polls and won. She's a candidate again from Mainpuri. This is considered to be, this area is considered to be Samajwadi Party stronghold. These pockets of Mainpuri, Eta, Badaयूं, even Sambal, the caste and the community combination has been the traditional vote bank of the Samajwadi Party. But the BJP had done pretty well in 2019, getting 8 out of the 10 seats. So primarily on most seats, it's a 2-cornered fight between these 2 parties. The BSP is also a player, though it's fielded candidates in all the 10 constituencies going to polls today. But my assessment is that at least 2 to 3 seats, they are in a strong fight. And also the Congress is on its candidature is strong in Fatehpur Sikri. We'll have to see. We can't predict how people will vote. That we'll only get to know on the 4th of June when the results come in. But my assessment is that at most places it's a 2-cornered contest, and at a couple of seats it's a 3-cornered contest. Preeti.
All right, Amrit, we'll leave it here. Thank you for joining in, both of you, with those updates on DD India News Hour. So that was Tapas joining us from Assam, and we had Amrit joining us from Sambal in Uttar Pradesh, telling us more about the voting turnout so far, and also how is the political contest poised in both Assam and in Sambal in Uttar Pradesh. Up next, we're heading for a short break. You're watching DD India News Hour. But after the break, Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaks about his relationship with his constituency, Kashi. As India's Festival of Democracy is underway, we will get you live inputs from DD India correspondents. And campaigning for 4th phase gains momentum. Political leaders are holding rallies and roadshows across the nation.
Team Poll Pulse has reached Ahmedabad. Gujarat is BJP's bastion, home turf of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. All eyes are on whether the BJP can have a hat-trick in 2024.
It will be much better when अगर हमें जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटी अहमदाबाद में ही मिल जाए.
हम लेडीज़ है तो हम कभी भी रात को 12 बजे भी अगर जॉब के हिसाब से घर जाए तो हमको लगना चाहिए कि नहीं हम पूरे सेफ कंट्री में रह रहे हैं.
Join us as we track the pulse of Indian democracy.
Pulse has reached poll-bound Jammu Kashmir, the Union Territory of India, located in the northern part of the Indian subcontinent.
The food is very nice. I think the people readily say Switzerland of India.
कश्मीर खूबसूरत है, जनता बहुत कोऑपरेटिव है, वोट देने से कश्मीर का मुस्तकबिल बदल जाएगा.
Elections are ज़रूरी.
Election is ज़रूरी है. इससे जो फायदे लोगों को फायदे ज़रूरी लोगों को.
These elections here are considered very critical and important and significant because they are the first ones being held post abrogation of Article 370. Lok Sabha elections 2024 are the most significant elections that the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir has witnessed in decades, free from the fear of terror, conflict, stone pelting, guns, hartals and much more.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India News Hour and I'm Preeti. Senior BJP leader and Union Home Minister Amit Shah cast his vote in Ahmedabad in Gujarat. NCP SPP chief In the morning, we also saw Prime Minister cast his vote in Ahmedabad, and Union Home Minister Amit Shah also cast his vote in Ahmedabad. NCP SCP Chief Sharad Pawar cast his vote in Baramati. NCP SCP has fielded Supriya Sule from Baramati seat, while NCP has fielded Sunitra Pawar, wife of Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar from Baramati. Supriya Sule there flashing the ink mark after casting her vote. Former Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister and BJP candidate from Vidisha, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, and his family cast their votes in Sehor. Congress has fielded Pratap Bhanu Sharma from Vidisha, while BJP's Ramakant Bhargava is the sitting MP from the seat. Uttar Pradesh Governor Anandiben Patel cast her vote at a polling booth in Ahmedabad. Former Karnataka Chief Minister and BJP candidate from Belagavi constituency, Jagdish Shettar, also cast his vote in Vishveshwarya Nagar. Congress has fielded Mrinal R. Hebalkar from the Belagavi seat. Bollywood actor Ritesh Deshmukh, along with his wife and brother, exercised their right to vote in Latur. All right, Meghna Dev is joining us from Ahmedabad in Gujarat. 9.87% voter turnout has been recorded till 9 a.m. Meghna, good morning. We saw Prime Minister today exercise his franchise. He cast his vote in Ahmedabad. Also, we saw Union Home Minister Amit Shah cast his vote. You're there in Ahmedabad. Let us get more from you. How are you gauging the voter turnout so far? We tell our viewers has been good. Let us get more from you on the latest on the voter turnout, and also explain to us the contest this time around, even though we know that one seat of Surat has been won by BJP unopposed. But then when we talk of the rest of the seats in Gujarat, how is the contest poised?
Well, first of all, I'll keep you with the visuals where we can see that people are in large numbers are definitely turning up in the morning. We have been seeing people since 7 a.m. in the morning who have turned out to vote. We see, people from all age groups especially, but what we definitely see here is that senior citizens are preferring to come early in the morning because it's relatively less hot, less warmer, because in the afternoon the temperature obviously rises a lot, and it's really warm here in Gujarat, especially in the region of Ahmedabad, or we talk about Saurashtra. So these places definitely have a lot of, the temperature is really high. But having said that, very importantly, what we definitely see is that the youngsters are also very enthusiastic about casting their vote. We had been speaking to a few people who were here already, and they have been saying that, they will be posting their selfies and pictures of their inked finger on social media, and obviously use all the hashtags that are trending today on the phase 3 polls. Besides, as we saw in the morning, the trends of voter turnout. Preeti, this is something which is getting repeated once again. We have been seeing that the areas of South Gujarat and the tribal areas and semi-urban areas in Gujarat are recording a little more voter turnout compared to the urban areas like Ahmedabad, where I am currently situated. So we earlier also we have been seeing that the areas like Valsad, Bharuch, Chota Udaipur in Gujarat definitely record a higher voter turnout, around 75% or so, and the 60 to 62%, 63% voter turnout in urban areas like Ahmedabad. So this time around also the trends, similar initial trends of voter turnout we can see, but definitely it is time for the urban voters to catch up here in Gujarat and come out of their houses to vote. While we also were speaking, you asked me about the contest in Gujarat. Well, we definitely know it has been a stronghold of the BJP, but having said that, there are a few places which have been strongholds of the Congress, but the past couple of times they did not manage to win those seats. This time around we are seeing a good contest in Banaskantha in the north of Gujarat. Then we definitely also see a good contest in Valsad. There is a contest in Bharuch as well, where India Alliance has fielded a candidate against the BJP candidate. These places there are obviously big names like the BJP senior leader and Home Minister Amit Shah is contesting. We also have previous Gujarat Congress President Amit Chavra from the Anand seat, he is contesting. We have Purushottam Rupala from Rajkot as well as Mansukh Mandavia from Porbandar. These places are seeing a good contest, and obviously Congress is trying to make inroads and garner as much support as possible. But definitely today is an examination day for all the candidates, and the voters will decide their fate. While we will definitely be expecting that when we talk later in the day, we will see this voter turnout in the urban areas also cope up as much as the voter turnout is there in the semi-urban areas.
All right, Meghna, from here I will bring in our correspondent Yogesh Sheetal, who is joining us from Baramati in Maharashtra. Thank you so much, Yogesh, for joining in. Let us get more from you as to how has voting picked up in Baramati in Maharashtra, and also let us get more analysis from you as to how important is this third phase of polling in the state. Help us understand the political contest, the key contest in the state, and also what would be the highlights that we should look forward to in this third phase of polling today.
कपिल एक बार फ्रेम दिखाओ.
Yogesh, am I audible? Yogesh, am I audible? Yogesh, please get us an update on the voter percentage, the voter turnout so far. All right, I think we've not been able to establish contact there with Yogesh Sheetal. We'll try getting back to him again to get more on this, but as we told you,
in Baramati this time the voting is underway, and I would like to show you the live picture from Baramati, one of the constituencies which are in fact much debated in the entire 11 constituencies which are going to poll today. You can see there are two lines this time. One is for male voters and one is for female voters. Since morning what we have seen here, that a large number of voters have turned up, basically women and young voters. They have turned up in large number, and currently the figure is quite a positive note we can say, because currently around 9, roughly somewhere in 9% voter turnout as of now by 9 am, and we can expect that as the day proceeds there could be good momentum of voting in Baramati and also the other constituencies as of now. Yes.
all right, Yogesh, also help us understand what are the key important points that mark this phase different from the previous ones. How significant is this third phase of polling? Help us understand the key contests and the highlights of this phase. All right, I think we have lost contact with Yogesh Sheetal there. We will try getting back to him again, but meanwhile I'll thank Meghna also for joining in with details and inputs coming in from Gujarat. So that was a gist of our reporters who've joined us from different parts of the country, telling us that voting has picked up and there has been good impressive voter turnout in different parts of the country where polling is being held. We'll keep you updated through the day. Polling will continue and we'll keep you posted. Meanwhile, campaigning for the fourth phase of Lok Sabha elections scheduled for May 13th gains momentum as political leaders are holding rallies and roadshows across the nation in order to garner support of voters in favour of the party's candidates. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visiting Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra today. He will be holding rallies in Maharashtra's Beed and Ahmednagar. Also, in order to woo the voters, political parties are leaving no stone unturned. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi will be holding public rallies in Jharkhand's Singhbhum and Gumla. BSP Supremo Mayawati will hold a rally in Uttar Pradesh's Lakhimpur Kheri. You're watching DD India News Hour. Up next, we're heading for a short break. But after the break, Chinese President Xi Jinping held talks with his French counterpart on Monday. Flood and rain wreaks havoc in Brazil. 83 people dead and 111 missing. And most honorable award in the field of journalism, the Pulitzer Prize announced for 2024.
Hype versus facts. In-depth news and analysis with experts who will help you decide why this election matters. DD India is the main election headquarters with numbers most accurate, data most reliable, and viewership across the platforms. Stay tuned to the Great Indian Election only on weekdays at 8:30 p.m. IST and 1500 hours GMT.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India News Hour. A quick relook at the top stories once again. India votes in the third phase of parliamentary election. 93 seats up for grabs across 11 states and union territories. Prime Minister Narendra Modi cast his vote in Ahmedabad. Other prominent leaders also exercised their franchise across many states. Israel vows to continue Rafah operation even after Hamas sends its response to the ceasefire deal, says terms did not meet its demands. Qatari delegation will head to Cairo on Tuesday to resume indirect negotiations. Vladimir Putin to be sworn in for the 6th term as the president of Russia on Tuesday. US, most EU nations and Canada to skip the ceremony. Ukraine sees no legal grounds for recognizing him. Donald Trump warned of jail time by judge in hush money trial for violating gag order. Also fined $1,000 and held in contempt of court for 10th time on Monday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave an interview to a private news channel on Monday, during which he got emotional remembering his mother. He said this is the first election which he is contesting without the blessings of his mother.
ये पहला मेरी जिंदगी का चुनाव है जब मैं मां के पैर छुए बिना जाऊंगा, लेकिन मन में एक भाव भी आता है कि आज 140 करोड़ देश की करोड़ों माताएं हैं, उन्होंने जिस प्रकार से मुझे प्यार दिया है, आशीर्वाद दी है, उन्हीं का स्मरण करके और फिर मां गंगा तो है ही है.
Prime Minister Modi on reservation said that religion should not be the base for providing reservation.
मैं संविधान के स्पिरिट को जीना चाहता हूं. मैं संविधान के शब्दों का प्रतिष्ठा बढ़ाना चाहता हूं और इसलिए मैं डे 1 से कह रहा हूं कि संविधान की भावना के विरुद्ध धर्म के आधार पर आरक्षण. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि मुसलमान को बेनिफिट नहीं मिलेगा, जैसे कि भारत जैसे देश में धर्म के आधार पर आरक्षण भारत को नुकसान करेगा. ये लंबी सोच के लिए ठीक नहीं है. जहां तक दलित का, आदिवासियों का, तो एक सामाजिक व्यवस्था पिछले सैकड़ों वर्षों में समाज में जो विकृतियां आई, जिस प्रकार से छूत अछूत का भाव पैदा हो गया, ऊंच नीच का भाव पैदा हो गया और एक प्रकार से समाज के एक बहुत बड़े वर्ग के साथ जन्म के आधार पर अन्याय हुआ.
The Nepal-India border in Sirahar district of Nepal has been closed for a total of 8 days in 2 phases due to the upcoming parliamentary polls in the neighbouring Indian state of Bihar. The elections are scheduled on May 7th in Supaul and May 20th in Madhubani district of Bihar. According to the district administration office in Siraha, transit points will be closed 72 hours before each election date. Consequently, the border areas were inaccessible from Saturday midnight until May 7th for the first phase and would be closed from midnight on May 17th until May 20th for the second phase. Let's get to international updates now. Hamas on Monday agreed to a Gaza ceasefire proposal from mediators, but Israel said the terms did not meet its demands. The development in the 7-month-old conflict comes as Israeli military pressed ahead with strikes in Rafah on Gaza's southern edge from the air and ground. This comes after it ordered residents to leave parts of the city. After Hamas accepted the proposal, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said the deal fell short of their demands, but still would send a delegation to meet with negotiators to try to reach an agreement. Qatar's foreign ministry said its delegation will head to Cairo on Tuesday to resume indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas. Vladimir Putin will be sworn in for the sixth time as president of Russia on Tuesday. The United States and most European Union nations will not attend the ceremony. The U.S. State Department said U.S. did not consider that the election was free and fair. Britain, Germany and Canada also said that they would not send anyone to attend the ceremony. The Ukrainian Foreign Ministry says Ukraine sees no legal grounds for recognizing him as the democratically elected and legitimate president of the Russian Federation. Meanwhile, France and some other EU states were expected to send an envoy despite a plea by Kyiv. Putin won a landslide victory in a presidential election in March. European aviation safety experts are cautioning about the rising threat of GPS interference affecting commercial flights in the continent. Finland's Finnair has been forced to suspend some services due to the pilots receiving false information. Multiple European governments are blaming Russia for jeopardizing passenger safety as part of a broader hybrid war tactic against the NATO countries. DD India's correspondent Trent Murray reports from Berlin on this.
As Europe's airports prepare for the peak summer season, industry experts are sounding the alarm over new safety concerns. Incidents of so-called GPS spoofing have skyrocketed in recent months. Experts say the deliberate manipulation of satellite signals can trick an aircraft's computer systems to navigate off course, the false data overriding its real location. These Flight Radar 24 maps show the scale of the problem. The issue particularly concentrated around Eastern Europe and the Baltics. Captain Janis Kristops is the safety manager at the region's flag carrier Air Baltic. He told DD India the airline's pilots are increasingly noticing their GPS instruments being jammed mid-flight.
GPS signal is coming from satellites positioned on very high just an orbit around the globe and reaching ground as a quite weak radio signal. And this weak radio signal is very easy just to, let's say, mask, to, let's say, make interference, to cut it off and to spoof it. Speaking about like last 3 or 4 months, yes, we can see that this is rising.
While Europe's airlines have steered clear of calling out a culprit, the continent's politicians have not. The foreign ministers of Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania have all blamed Russia, saying it's no coincidence the aircraft's signal interference is spiking near Russia's borders, and they've turned to the EU for help.
As you will certainly understand, it is difficult for us to comment on specific incidents, also given that they have security implications. But in general, what I can tell you about this issue is that, of course, the Commission condemns any purposeful disturbance of civil air traffic. When it comes to the passenger safety aspect of your question, the European Union Aviation Safety Agency is closely monitoring the situation and also assessing any occurrences that are reported to EASA.
Members of NATO are increasingly calling out Russia for what they describe as an intensifying campaign of hybrid warfare activities against European countries, including espionage, misinformation campaigns and electronic interference. The alliance leadership accusing Russia of trying to deter allies from continuing to support Ukraine. But one of the alliance's biggest members, Germany, says it's having the opposite effect. The country's foreign minister calling out Moscow by name during a recent visit to Australia where she discussed recent cyber attacks.
Russian state hackers have attacked Germany in cyberspace. This is completely unacceptable and will not remain without consequences.
But while the political back and forth takes place, for passengers in European skies, the threat remains. Airlines have been at pains to stress that backup systems remain in place if GPS signals are jammed. But for the travelling public, it's a potent reminder that the arena of modern war can now extend far beyond a traditional front line, putting at the forefront new threats to travel that can exist as a result of our ever-growing reliance on technology and connectivity. Trent Murray for DD India, Berlin.
In another major setback to Donald Trump, the judge in the hush money trial has fined him $1,000 and held him in contempt of court for a 10th time on Monday for violating a gag order. The judge further warned that violations could land the former president in jail, which are punishable by fine of up to $1,000 or jail time of up to 30 days. The order prevents Trump from making statements about jurors, witnesses and families of the judge and prosecutors if meant to interfere with the case. Trump has pleaded not guilty and denies wrongdoing.
Taking away my constitutional right to speak. I was in Miami this weekend, and reporters are asking me questions, the same questions like you're asking me, and I have to say I have a gag order, I can't speak about it. Never happened before, ever. Number one. Number two, it's a fake trial. They have no case, and it's been absolutely proven now. They have no case whatsoever. This is Alvin Bragg doing it for political reasons for Biden. This is a Biden trial. He's a crooked president.
Chinese President Xi Jinping kicked off his two-day state visit to France on Monday to open his European tour. Xi held talks with his French counterpart. Russia-Ukraine conflict took the center stage during the talks between the two leaders. French President Macron welcomed China's decision of not supplying arms to Russia, while also expressing concern over possible deliveries of dual-use technology. All right, a quick look at other stories making it to the headlines from across the world now. Rescue efforts were underway after 22 people got injured and 53 remained trapped after a multi-storied building under construction collapsed in the South African city of George. The provincial government said it was monitoring the situation. Construction crew of 75 people was on site after the collapse. Floodwaters in parts of southeast Texas began to recede on Monday, allowing residents to assess the damages after days of heavy rainfall that plummet the areas. Authorities say that swelled rivers could take several weeks to fully recover from excessive rainfall in the recent days. Families searched for their loved ones on Monday after heavy rains in southern Brazil that left havoc and at least 83 people dead and 111 missing. The storms have affected more than two-thirds of the nearly 500 cities in the state. Weather conditions improved on Monday, but showers are expected to return at lower volumes later this week. Boeing's first crewed space flight gets postponed just 2 hours before the launch for a safety check. The spacecraft had been expected to launch off from Florida and make its way to the International Space Station. The mission has already been delayed for several years because of the setbacks in the aircraft's development. The famous and most honorable award in the field of journalism, Pulitzer Prize, are finally announced on Monday for the year 2024. Reuters won 2 Pulitzer Prizes, taking home the Breaking News Photography Award for searing images of the Israel-Gaza conflict, as well as the Reporting Award for a series of investigations into Elon Musk's manufacturing empire. You're watching DD India News Hour. A short break ahead, but after the break, we'll talk of sports. Indian boxers shine at the ASBC Asian Under-22 and Youth Boxing Championships 2024. An Indian-Congolese couple opened food factory in Democratic Republic of Congo. And celebrities bloom the carpet of Met Gala 2024.
Team poll pulse has reached Ahmedabad. Gujarat is BJP's bastion, home turf of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. All eyes are on whether the BJP can have a hat-trick in 2024.
It will be much better when अगर हमें जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटी अहमदाबाद में ही मिल जाए.
हम लेडीज़ है तो हम कभी भी रात को 12 बजे भी अगर जॉब के हिसाब से घर जाए तो हमको लगना चाहिए कि नहीं हम पूरे सेफ कंट्री में रह रहे हैं.
Join us as we track the pulse of Indian democracy.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India News Hour and I'm Preeti. Let's take a look at updates from the world of business now. In the middle of a visa fee issue, the Sri Lankan President's office confirmed the retention of the current $50 fee for a 30-day visa for foreign visitors to the island nation. Additionally, the provision of free visa services to citizens from 7 designated countries, India, China, Russia, Japan, Malaysia, Thailand and Indonesia will continue. The visa fee was recently hiked to over $92, which includes a fee of $18.75 levied by the facilitator agency VFS Global. Recently, Sri Lanka had raised visa fee for tourists from neighbouring South Asian countries as the island nation transitioned its electronic travel authorization system to a new system under a private company. An Indian entrepreneur and his Congolese wife have established a food processing factory in the Democratic Republic of Congo's capital, creating job opportunities and serving the local community. Despite the challenge of high food imports in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the couple successfully utilizes local produce to stay competitive. DD India's correspondent Chris Oshambringa reports on the innovative business venture from Kinshasa.
A factory with state-of-the-art machines in a country with a lot of infrastructure problems. CV Malukisa is a Congolese entrepreneur who fell in love with Shafiq Nanji, an Indian businessman. The couple's strong entrepreneurial spirit led them to establish this food processing factory in Kinshasa, despite the challenges that many startups face.
We had a lot of difficulties. We had infrastructure problem, we don't have enough electricity, we don't have enough water while we are processing food.
But they've managed to find ways around the numerous challenges in the DRC to keep their company afloat. They are now providing jobs to many young Congolese in a country with a high rate of unemployment.
Our products are all locally sourced. The idea for us being to develop the agro industry in our country. We want to be one of the main players in that field.
CV is the CEO of the company, but she's always out and about meeting the local traders to get the best deals. Her suppliers of raw materials for making peanut butter, chili sauce and jam speak highly about her.
She's my #1 client because I know whenever Mama CV arrives, she makes me happy.
CV and her husband have struck the delicate balancing act of separating their love life from their business.
You know, this is something that I guess is not the norm in the African culture or even the Indian culture, where you let the wife lead the business. You know, it's come with its challenges and it's come with its learning curves as well.
The DRC is endowed with an abundance of fertile land for agriculture, but the country spends about $1 billion every year to import basic foodstuffs. CV and Shafiq hope to change that one step at a time. The economic opportunities in the Democratic Republic of Congo have attracted lots of Indian investors to set up shop here, Many of them have an edge over other foreign investors because they have learnt the local language. Shafiq, like many Indians in Kinshasa, speaks Lingala. That has helped him to do business with the local population with ease. The Congolese and Indian couple hope to demystify the potential of agriculture and food processing in this country where diamonds, gold, copper and cobalt have been the preferred source of revenue for many. Chris Ochamringa in Kinshasa, reporting for DD India.
And now we turn focus to sports. India's Manika Batra stunned world number 2 Wong Manu to secure the biggest win of her singles career to progress to the round of 16 at Saudi Smash in Jeddah on Monday. Batra, who recently lost her status as the top-ranked Indian female to Srija Akula, beat China's Wong 6-11, 11-5, 11-7 and 12-10 in just 37 minutes. The Indian will face world number 14, Germany's Nina Mittelheim, for a place in the quarterfinals. World number 39, Batra, began her campaign with a 3-0 win over Romania's Andrea Dragoman on Saturday.
Unbelievable from Batra. Look at the emotion from her. It is a huge.
5 Indian boxers put up impressive performances to clinch gold medals at the ASBC Asian Under-22 and Youth Boxing Championships 2024 in Astana, Kazakhstan on Monday. Brijesh gave India its first gold medal of the tournament with a unanimous 5-0 win. Iran continued the momentum with an equally dominant 5-0 victory against Kyrgyzstan. In the women's category, reigning junior world champion Nisha grabbed a gold in the 52 kg category. With 22 medals in the youth section and 21 in the under-22, the Indian contingent has secured 43 medals at the prestigious tournament. Suryakumar Yadav slammed a sensational century as Mumbai Indians beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 7 wickets to keep their IPL playoff dreams alive. Earlier, Hyderabad posted a total of 173 for 8 in 20 overs, with Travis Head top scoring with 48. Hardik Pandya and Piyush Chawla took 3 wickets each, while Jasprit Bumrah contributed with 1 scalp for Mumbai. Also, Mumbai debutant Anshul Kamboj, who was initially denied by a no ball and a dropped catch, finally took his first IPL wicket after dismissing Mayank Agrawal. Meanwhile, Delhi Capitals will go head-on-head with Rajasthan Royals at the Arun Jaitley Stadium today. Paris Saint-Germain's coach Louis Enrique said that we will win, and it is only French he knows on Monday as his team prepared to face Borussia Dortmund in the return leg of the Champions League semi-final on Tuesday. PSG have home advantage for the second leg, and Louis Enrique has no doubt that the Princess will once again be a driving force for his team. Borussia Dortmund have a 1-0 lead going into the second leg, but Dortmund have never won at PSG in their previous 3 visits, and their last match at Parc des Princes ended in a 2-0 loss during the group stage in September. Celebrities allured the red carpet of Met Gala 2024 in official dress code of the Garden of Time. This year's exhibition theme is Sleeping Beauties, Reawakening Fashion. The exhibit showcases how technology can breathe new life into garments that are too old and fragile to be worn again. Alright, that's it in this edition of DD India News Hour, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on social media platform, and for those of you on the go, you can get the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan this QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Preeti Kaur signing off, and from all of us in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India News Hour.